project, and part one of my very first series entitled Love is the Answer. Love is always the answer, you guys. I thought that this was a super cute idea, and even though every month should be a month of love, I decided to do this month in particular for for the obvious reasons, but that actually quickly shifted after the news of the heartbreaking passing of Kobe Bryant and his beautiful daughter. This series had already kind of like been in the works for a little while now, and I had planned to end it with a tribute to Nipsey Hussle, who we all know did nothing, but spread love. He gave back to his community. He stood up for something, and I really just thank God for placing this in my heart. It was of purpose before, but even more so now. So I pray, you guys, that this touches you, that it inspires you, that it encourages you, and I think more than anything else that I pray that you choose love over all else after this. So again, guys, originally I came up with the idea of this series and decided to do it this month as a cute play on the month of love, Valentine's Day, and I have decided I'm gonna continue to keep that energy and keep this episode fun and cute, like it was originally meant to be, because the idea of the project itself is to uplift and to instill hope and to inspire. So we're gonna keep that same energy for this episode. Let's get into this. Just to be clear, I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't believe that there should be a designated day to do all the things that we could and should be doing for and with our partners daily, you know what I mean? But I get it. I get it for what it is. I'm kind of here for it. It's actually like similar to my birthday, which I really do consider just like any other day. But it gives me a reason, it gives me a reason to eat good, to celebrate, to eat cake, to be on somebody's beach if I want to, and for people to just be like super nice to me, and I'm here for that. I also found that I had such great content related to love in some way, shape, or form that I was gonna share anyway, so why not combine it into a cute series, and what better time than now, considering all things. So you guys, this is part one of the Love is the Answer series, the idea of love. Check this out. Right, that was a lot, right? She getting vulnerable over here. Now I have to be honest, guys. I've done 4 episodes so far, and in each episode, I do my best to do what I'm trying to inspire you guys to do, which is embrace vulnerability and share a little bit of your story. And I think that I hope that I've done a decent job at doing that so far. But what's crazy is, I think I feel most vulnerable in this particular episode. Like I can very easily talk about, being a wanderer, being in the wilderness, my struggles, being too proud to speak up, whatever, no problem. And I think that's just because I don't really fear judgment at this point. Not anymore anyway. I don't have a fear of judgment. But one thing that I am not is a mushy person. I'm not really a lovey-dovey person, publicly. I don't have an icebox where my heart used to be or anything like that. But I'm more so like that, whatever, lovey-dovey person in private. Like I'm not a big PDA person. My PDA is very like cute and subtle. Unless I didn't have some drinks, then it's a whole nother story. I don't really talk about love. I don't talk about my feelings. I'm thug, okay? I was actually talking to my cousin though, not too long ago, and I was talking to her about marriage and children, and she was like, oh my God, I've never heard you talk about this before. So excited. What's up, Key? I write about it, obviously, and when I'm actually in a position where I've developed, intimacy with a person, then an intimacy meaning just like a closeness, a familiarity with someone, I've gotten the opportunity to get to know someone. At that point, I'm all in my feelings, but generally speaking, I'm pretty guarded. The walls is up, so you don't find me talking about my feelings as it pertains to a guy. And when I do, I am like mad weird. I'm so uncomfortable. Have you ever known somebody who's just like, not necessarily mean, but their vibe is like, it's just like always, and then one day they're like super nice and you're like, is that a smile? Like, I don't like that. I'm uncomfortable. That's totally me. Like, I'm definitely that person who I don't like to like people. I'm like, feelings, like it feels great, but at the same time, I'm like, what do you want? Because I'm doing perfectly fine over here, not developing feelings for your ass, buddy. So, all that to say, I'm doing this episode first to get it over with, and hopefully my thug card doesn't get revoked. But listen, I'm gonna be extremely genuine and extremely authentic with this story because it was real. Everything that I felt at this time was real for me. So be forewarned, I might be uncomfortably mushy and cute this episode, and may even warn a couple of in the comment section. Do not put an aw in the comments, all right? I will block you. All right, guys, so today I'm doing something just a little bit different. Today's your lucky day. I want to give you guys like some behind the scenes action today and take you inside the actual journal that today's quote stems from. So this right here is my content journal. What I typically do is I go back into my old journals, and then if something stands out to me, which is usually the quote for an episode, I'll write it in here and I'll begin to like create content from that quote. So I'm not reading you guys the actual entry that I wrote, if that makes any sense, because it could be a million things in that entry. I'm just taking like that little snippet and creating a story from that snippet. So this baby comes from late 2014, early 2015, and it's actually in pretty great condition, considering. But I was going through this journal, looking for something, a specific entry, and I came across this page that I'm going to share with you guys today. And we're talking about the idea of love today. In this particular entry, it depicts and it paints, the possibility of love so beautifully that I just had to like change course and share the actual entry with you guys. Okay, so this is actually not the entry that today's quote stems from. This was written May 12, 2015. Can't even remember when that quote was written, but it was a couple of days before or after this one. So I'm talking about the same guy. Don't try me. So first and foremost, I was seemingly in bliss this day. Like, I was having a really good day this day. Shout out to May 12, 2015, 7:36 a.m. because I was clearly just living my life. And you know what, just a little something, just a little takeaway really quick, if I can give my 2 little pennies. Be aware of how you're feeling at any given time. Like, really just try to be in the moment, and if you can, write the way that you're feeling down, because it'll really serve you in the future. And this is something that I'm actually gonna talk about later on in the series, actually the last episode. But I say that just because I know that I wrote this, like what I'm about to share, I know that I wrote this because I wasn't having too many days like this, and I was aware of that. And I was aware that the way that I was feeling was rare for me, so rare that I just felt the need to write it down. I felt the need to record it, which is probably the reason why I was talking about this man the way I was this day. I was just high, man. High on life, high on possibility. Anywho, I'm gonna put my specs on for this. get this right for you guys. So the entry reads, how do you feel? I literally wrote that. I asked myself, how do I feel? So how do you feel? Today I feel humbled, and today I feel free. Today I feel like a fresh start and like I'm ready for something new. As I sit in this park, I just feel like I can stay here forever, or at least all day. I'm so blessed to have the simplest things bring me such happiness. At this very moment, nothing matters. My mind is free, and no ego lives inside of me. Yes, I know I have things to worry about. I wasn't aware of Philippians 4 then, clearly. I know I have things to worry about and or focus on, but not right now. Why not focus on this very moment, this moment where I feel so peaceful. I'm smiling and I feel like I can do anything. I thought about the possibility of love and loving again so much today, and it's only 7:54 a.m. That thought alone feels so good. I'd hate to put a name and a face to the thought of all of it, but there is a face and a name. Insert name here. I have no idea. New York, come on. I have no idea what this means. I have no idea why all of a sudden I'm so obsessed with him. Obsessed though? Why did I say that? It's clearly how I felt. Whatever. The card revoked. It's fine. It's totally fine. What are you gonna do? And honestly, guys, I cannot lie. Not gonna lie to you. I don't remember writing this. I don't. I mean, I obviously remember the guy, and I remember this time, and I just remember feeling like, yo, he's so dope, and there was just something about him that I really wanted to get to know. And I was kind of stalking his IG, you know? So what? Is that thirsty or flattering? Comment below. And ladies, don't leave me hanging like I'm the only one. Okay? This platform is about coming together. Hit me with a "you are not alone" if you've ever stalked an IG before. Anywho, first off, he's so handsome. I get the feeling of him just being a stand-up guy. A text he sent me the other day. Okay, so this is a text that he sent me. Should I say it? I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna say it. Okay, so he follows me on IG, but I doubt that he follows this project. And even if he does, this was like 5 years ago. He probably doesn't remember. I wouldn't even remember this if I didn't write it down. But I don't know, if you're following, if you're watching, if you know who you are, what's up? I shared this because I thought that you were an awesome guy. Still think you're super dope. He was fresh, stayed fresh, you guys. And that was one of the things that I really liked about him. I was like, okay, a little swag. I see you. But anyway, I share this with great respect, and that is my disclaimer. So, a text he sent me the other day. I'm afraid of being hurt and heartbroken, but I'm also in love with the idea of someone loving me unconditionally. That instantly made me believe in love all over. I'm still nervous, but that made me want to actually face that fear. Yes, I was saying a lot up in there. I'm just gonna stop right there. See why I was obsessed with that guy, right? But I just want to touch on like just a couple of things, especially some of the things I wrote in the ending, which was that I said that it made me instantly believe love. I was so nervous, but it made me want to face the fear. So at this time, I hadn't dated in a while, and I specifically know that I have been celibate for about 2 years. So for sure, like that sparked some nerves. And it wasn't even about him, because if I'm being completely honest, I think that I knew, I think that I knew that it wasn't, or like it couldn't be a thing. Like even further down in the entry, I talked about like how this is so far-fetched. I'm here, he's there, we don't even know each other like that. Like just super intrigued, but also just like sabotaging it and like shutting the whole thing down like before anything could even happen. And this is something that I didn't realize then, but it's become apparent to me now. He was literally just like the image of the idea, if that makes any sense. Like, I couldn't have him. I wouldn't allow myself. I was too terrified. Like, I was too terrified to even consider the idea of, you know, getting to know someone, let alone like being in a relationship or anything like that. I was far too, you know, judgmental of myself to even allow something like that. But he sparked the possibility, something that was not even on my radar. He made me feel like, oh, okay, like I could feel this way again. Nice. So now that I believe this is possible, other thoughts start to occur. You know what I mean? Like, I'm celibate. So if I start to date, what does this mean for my celibacy? You know, because it's easy to be celibate when ain't nobody throwing that or it's easy to be celibate when you're not dating. My mom and my aunts watch this. So now that this is a possibility, what are the things that I personally, you know, need to work on? And to be honest, those thoughts were overwhelming for me. And like I said, I didn't know then what I know now, because it was actually one point where I was like entertaining this idea a little bit. But it's no wonder nothing ever became of it. We never dated. It all just kind of like fizzled out after a while, but we remained acquaintances. We were never friends. Yeah, so after this, I was 28 at this time. I did meet a guy in New York that I dated for a short period of time, and that was a whole traumatic experience later for that story. But it wasn't until I turned 30 that I got some of the greatest advice. So for my 30th birthday, I asked all the women in my family what advice would they give their 30-year-old self. And I just asked them to give me that for my 30th birthday as a present. And some of them are watching this right now like, totally forgot to do that. Yes, you did. But it's cool because Auntie Tony came through. And what she said, I can't remember verbatim, unfortunately. I think she sent it to me in a voice note. So this was October 2016, and by that time, the guy that I was dating, that was done like 10 months prior. But even with that guy, it was really hard for me to open up, to be vulnerable, to actually commit to that. I wanted to, but I was just so unsure. I mean, I took it a step further with him than with, you know, the other guy, Mr. Swaggy Time. But I was still, I was mostly like just unsure of myself. But anyway, it was over for him, and by this time, October 2016, when I'm asking for this advice, I'm really feeling like, you know, this love thing is stupid. Like, I'm straight. But then comes Auntie Tony with her advice for her 30-year-old self. So this is what she said to me, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but to put it simply, she said, take a chance on love. When you find someone that you truly connect with, explore it and really be open to that exploration, because love is something that is worth taking a chance on. Now at this time, I was 30, single, and celibate again, and the walls was back up. So I was like, this is your advice? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not interested in that. But I heard it, I respected it coming from her, and I took it with me. I held on to it. And it wasn't until about 2 years later that I didn't meet, but I ran into an old friend, and we had such a connection that I immediately fought. I had a million reasons why I couldn't. But he was extremely charming, just a very likable guy, and persistent. And between his charm and persistence and my aunt's advice, I explored the possibility. I took a chance on love, I took a chance on him, I took a chance on myself, and it ended up being one of the best decisions I ever made. There was loss and hurt that came from that, but I learned and I gained so much more from that experience for sure. I had to be the most vulnerable in that relationship, and I'm so appreciative of that experience because the old me would have never explored it. The old me would have never taken a chance, and considering my current thoughts and outlook on love, partnership, marriage, children, it really is kind of saddening to think that hadn't I said yes to that, I would probably still be on my own way. I would still be thinking that love isn't for me, that it's silly, or something like that, because I did feel that way. My current perspective on that oddly did not come to the forefront until we started dating. And I get why she said take a chance on it. I get why she said don't let it pass without exploring, and that is some advice that I would give to any and everyone. So I have to give a super special thank you to Auntie Tony for giving me such great and sound advice. Thank you to Mr. Swaggy Fresh for being the image of the possibility, and to the charming guy who became the reality of the possibility. Remember, we're talking all things love this entire month, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you guys will meet me back here next Wednesday for another one. Thank you for watching, guys.